Happy today, everyone! It's bright, it's shiny. It is getting a little bit colder out there, and they're saying it's supposed to snow on Friday. We'll see. I'm kind of hoping that it really just snows a lot and totally pounds the mountains, but other than that, I have no opinion. Princess is here. She's already making herself into trouble. There you go. So looks like it's just the usual. My name is Kay, and this is my Cave of Possibilities. I have yarny nitty stuff to the left of me, cross-stitch delightful stuff to the right of me. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you, and Miss Princess, who's, as previously mentioned, in the way, all over the place. Having a good day, sunshine. I think I mentioned the sunshine earlier, but we also have a finish, you guys. A finish. Look! She's all done. Look at all that. She takes up way more of the screen than anything else. So, I have finished my Celtic Noel. Actually, she's Celtic Christmas. The pattern is by Lavender and Lace. I stitched her with the called for colors. I did substitute a Petite treasure braid for the gold metallic. The one that was called for I couldn't find. But anyway, the Petite treasure braid worked wonderfully. Called for beads, called for stuff. She looks wonderful. I stitched her 2/2 on this is Nordic Blue. I looked it up last week. I couldn't remember. It is Nordic Blue. Wichelt. And while the letters in Noel don't stand out quite as well as they do on the beige that the original was stitched on, I really like the way the red just really pops on that dark, dark blue. And she's so pretty. So, next step, she'll probably get framed, but I'm not entirely sure when. I've got a bunch of other things coming up that needs be done first. Like go on a cruise, and then there are some stitchy retreats that I'm going to, and other fun things. Those all need to be paid for first before we can start doing the framing. All right, the next thing, it's all jumbled today, guys. Instead of finishes and stitching and starts and whatever, it's a tangle. So I was able to start Pansy Garden. This is by Samplers Not Forgotten. I think it is absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. And I'm stitching it on a 36 count linen. This is Wisteria, Red Thicket fabrics. You guys know I'm a fan. And it is just softly, softly purple. And I think my flowers look really, really nice. I am just enjoying stitching on her. I am using the called for silks, which was a bit of a splurge, and I had to hunt down them, the silks from three or four different online shops because nobody had all of them. So I bought, I think I had to buy 4 from one place and 4 from another place and 3 from somewhere else and then 2 from the, yeah, it was a lot of hunting. I paid way more in shipping than I should have, but I got the silks and they're gorgeous. So this is a 36 count. I am stitching the 1/2 with the silks. And I am just so pleased at how they're turning out. I started this last weekend in St. George. I went down to do a little mini stitchy retreat with some friends. We rented an Airbnb and just stitched and puttered around. And we went over to the Primrose Cottage shop, and that was a little bit of fun. And of course I bought a few things, but are they here for me to show you? No, because I put them away when I got home. Who am I even? Who am I? So there is Pansy Garden by Samplers Not Forgotten. She's just so pretty. I am looking forward to starting working on her again in the very near future. Okay, speaking of Primrose Cottage, I came to the conclusion that I was not having a good time stitching on all my big projects, which to some of you are not big projects at all. They're kind of medium, small projects, and not really getting anything finished. I did frog out all of the stitches that I had put in to the white even weave with Wishful Thinking, which is Long Dog Samplers, and I frogged out all the wings on my Miss Valentine fairy, but I didn't put any new stitches into either of those, so I didn't grab them. But I was like, I really enjoy having a small project, so I work on the biggies and then I work on a small project. So I grabbed some of the small projects. So the first one I did is Spring Blessings. This was the freebie from Primrose Cottage for, it's going to have to be March because it's currently April. And I bought the kit and the whole 9 yards. And so here is that. Since I bought the kit, it is the called for colors, and I stitched it 2 over 2 on a 32 count. I think this is, it's either blue ice or ice blue. It's one of those. And that turned out so lovely and gave me the little bit of finish that I needed as I was working along on my other projects. And then the next one that I started when I finished, after I finished that one, I started on, let's turn this, Hope Anchors the Soul. Really cute. I did not have any of the called for stuff for that one. The kits that they made up for that pillow sold out lickety-split. So I pulled out this random bit of fabric from, you know, the scrap bin. I don't even know what it was. Judging by the zigzags here, I zigzagged it when I was still living in Springville in my condo, and that's been at least 6 years. So it's an old one. I have no idea what it is, but I used the purple, what was it? I forget which purple, the darker purple from the Spring Blessings to stitch this in. And it just turned out so cute. Once again, 2 strands over 2 linen thingies. And then, since I was still puttering along, I had purchased Be Still and Know That I Am God from Primrose. I think all of these pretty much fall into their line of worship sayings, songs of worship, something like that. Anyway, I did buy the kit, so I did get the deep fennel floss that is called for. And then I went on a rummage through my stash, and this is 36 count Toasted Mallow from Number 12 Stitch Co. They're out of Australia. And as you can see, I just put in a couple stitches here and in there and didn't, you know, a little bit while I was working on my other projects. Maybe I'd get tired of one of the big ones, and so have a pause and do a little work on a small one. So that's coming along quite nicely. I'm liking it very much. Okay, little kitty, I need you to move. Yeah, you're standing on my pile of stuff. I need you to move. Okay. And then the last thing I have to show you, is that really it? As far as stitching goes, oh my goodness, we're going to get through this in like less than 10 minutes. Holy heck, you guys. Anyway, it's The Color of Water by these wonderful people. It's German. I do not speak German. As I say every time we show this, here is sort of a color copy of what it will eventually, hopefully, maybe look like in a few years. Let's see. Nope. I want the board. As always, I'm stitching this 90 degrees to the way the pattern is. Here's my up arrow, so this is up, because Robin's top stitch goes the opposite way that mine goes. So just by rotating it 90 degrees, and I can stitch in my usual fashion, that allows my top stitch to be going in the same direction as Robin's top stitch. This is a ghost stitch. We're finishing it up for Robin, who has passed away, terminal cancer. And I finished filling in the white of this block, well, it's more gray, of this block. I finished this little flower doohickey back there. And then I started on this dark green little bit of filigree flowers right there. Worked on it a little bit. It is on a 36 count even weave that is white with the called for silk flosses. And I'm stitching it one strand of the silk over 2 strands of the even weave. So also coming along really, really well. We're going to pause while the kitty's bucket runs. You're a terror. Yes, you are. Alright, the kitty's litter box has quit running. It's one of those automated ones that automatically spins and empties every time she uses it. Anyway, and it makes a humming noise, and it's, you don't want to listen to it. I don't want to listen to it. Things. So I went to St. George with some friends. We rented an Airbnb, had a great time, stitched for 2.5 days, because we had to check out of the Airbnb before 10 on Saturday. So I was home by like 2 in the afternoon, so I was able to just stitch and stitch and stitch. We went to the Primrose Cottage shop, a cute little shop, very compact. Lots of stuff goes into a space. Of course, it specializes in all the cute patterns that they do, but there are a few selections of other designers here and there, and a little bit of fabric by the yard that you can choose from. So it's a cute, darling little shop. I bought a couple of flosses and some wool to use as a finishing for a berry top. So I bought some cute green, and I put that away. It's what was I thinking, putting things away before I had time to show them to you. What I do have to show to you is the Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month has come in, and I am in the Soft Neutrals Club. And so this month the name of the fabric is Chamomile, and it is a delightful, I mean, it is just such a neutral tanny tan. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm looking forward to using it, probably in a small, because apparently I stitch smalls more often than not. So this was really cute. Do we have anything else going on? I don't really have anything else going on. Just doing my usual little putter here, little putter there. Daydreaming of a cruise in May, so that'll be fun. We've got the babysitter for Princess all lined up, so she will come and stay with Princess while we're gone, so Princess will not be lonely. Princess will probably be lonely anyway, because that's just the silly cat she is. If you are not her person, you are no good. So that's really it. That's all I have going on. I hope you guys are doing all right. One step forward, one step up. Love your neighbor. Hugs and stitches, everyone. Bye!